Welcome back to the Geek Show, and we're going to be doing section 3, the future of Disney Star Wars.
I mean, I feel like it's going to be a very long future.
Yes, they definitely have, well, they've announced a lot of things are coming out, but I think the first one we want to talk about is the Kenobi series.
Yes, the Kenobi series, which is coming out fairly soon, I think.
25th of May.
Yep.
Not that I memorised off by heart, maybe I have a countdown going, I don't know.
We do have a big giant viewing party I think, yeah.
The first, obviously it's weekly, it's coming out, so we need to watch this episode together.
Unless we just store it all up so we can watch it
No, I am watching it when it comes out. Do you think you're going to make me wait 6 weeks? No.
I mean, maybe I can make you. I don't know.
No, you can't. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a little bit of a shame that they've not put the Obi-Wan Kenobi stuff on the 4th of May, but you know.
No, but the May 25th will mark 45 years since A New Hope came out in cinemas in America.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
So actually, I'm quite glad they did that, because it's a proper anniversary. May the 4th is just a pun.
Yeah.
That made a Star Wars Day, do you know what I mean?
I mean, of course, I think one thing I'm looking forward to, of course, is the Ahsoka stuff that's going to be coming out as well. But that's going to be a long time in the future.
It's set to air some point next year, which gives me time to watch Clone Wars and Rebels, because Ahsoka's in Rebels, and also it's going to tie into a couple of characters in that, with Grand Admiral Thrawn and a character called Ezra, I want to say. I'm not the...
Ezra, sorry, yes, Ezra's from Star Wars Rebels, yeah.
So it's going to link into those stories as well. So I was like, probably should watch all this so I understand going into it. But yeah, because apparently Ahsoka's going to be quite linked to them all, so you're going to need to have background information to watch it.
Oh dear, no. I'm going to have to go and watch everything that I need to. Oh no. It's like giving me like a lot of homework to do. Of course, we've obviously got the Andor from Rogue One.
Yeah, it's a show that nobody really asked for, but I'm excited for it nonetheless.
I mean, he was an interesting character, so I don't think there's anything that could really go wrong. And maybe this time we'll get to see a little bit more, because obviously I feel like in Rogue One we got this whole, he's very black and white, you know, you're either in the right or the wrong with him, there's never a really
area. I mean, so he's kind of an interesting character, so I'm excited for it. But also, we're getting K2SO back again, I just found out.
Oh yeah.
The robot. The icon that is K2SO in Rogue One.
Him back. And hopefully this time we won't have Jen being all pouty, because she won't be there. Yeah.
I love Jen!
Oh, she was very pouty. She was very, very pouty.
I just feel like you just insulted me. Not that I'm like Jen, I don't think, but I love the character of Jen. She's one of my favourite Star Wars characters.
But I think, it's good to see that. Obviously we've got the Old Republic thing coming out as well, so...
Yes,
I can't remember
what I'm excited about.
It's called. Do you have that there? Or
it's called Acolyte. So basically, not much is known about it, but it has been confirmed by Disney. And it's going to be set at the end of the High Republic era, so it's about 200 years before the Phantom Menace is set. And I'm excited because it's an era that is quite well explored in comics, novels, and video games. Yeah. But we've never actually seen it on screen, and I've not really explored it myself, but Wikipedia, you read things. Yeah. And I'm excited about it because a lot of the characters just seem really, really interesting.
I mean, it's a time when obviously the Jedi are on top, you know, they're living the life, you know.
And there's a proper, it's proper Jedi versus Sith. There is equal sides, not like just as one Sith or one Jedi type thing like we have in the other trilogies. It's proper two sides, light and dark, so I'm quite excited for this.
I mean, maybe who knows, we might get to see some grey Jedi as well.
They're not actually canon.
They're not canon?
I found out they're not actually canon. People just accept them to be. So if you want them to be in your mind, then they are. But they actually aren't canon.
Oh, I mean, I think we're talking about it. It was interesting how Disney has kind of swept up all the old canon. And chucked in the nearest bin. And I wonder if maybe Disney's kind of regretting that decision because there was so much in there.
So before Disney bought Lucasfilm, you had the prequels and the originals. They made sense to have all 6 films. You got the original, obviously, was there, and then the prequels, they filled in the background story. Boom, 6 films, done. Yeah. If you wanted to be a proper Star Wars nerd, I didn't quite reach this level, but I know the background information of it. You could then read your comics, your novels, to either go to Old Republic, as in prequels, or what's called the Expanded Universe, which is after the original trilogy. Yeah. And it was following Luke as a kid at some point, and a wife. And then it also follows Han and Leia's kids. They have 3 kids. But then Disney just swept out the carpet. But however, I remember when the cast was announced for Force Awakens, nothing was really known about the characters. when Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver were cast, people thought that they were going to be playing Han and Leia's twins.
Yeah.
Because they actually resembled them in the comics. And in the books, like, so storyline behind them, the twin brother, Jason, turns to the dark side, and then Jaina has to, like, kill him, the twin sister. Yeah, it's very dark.
I mean, I think...
So Kylo Ren, I felt like, definitely had inspiration from the expanded universe, but now if you go to read a novel or something, if you buy it, I've seen it in bookshops, it has on top of it Legends. They've now rebranded it Star Wars Legends. It's kind of like, this has been years of work in the make it. Disney went, that's not canon anymore.
I think I can understand why Disney might have done it. It gave them a little bit more creative freedom, and it also kind of allowed for new fans to come into the franchise without having to, worry about having to read up and do some homework before turning up to a movie. But I think it's kind of almost disappointed a lot of fans that stuff that they loved is kind of now getting rewritten in maybe a way that they probably aren't going to like as much, because I think once you're set on something, you're liking it, then it's very difficult to change your mind. I also just think it's kind of interesting now how Disney's turning away from the big blockbuster films. Although I know there's another 3 movies coming up.
Yes, there's rumours that they want to do another trilogy that's set after Rise of Skywalker. Who's asking for this? I do not know. I like how they've gone... I just feel like I like how Phantom Menace to Return of the Jedi is now quite linear, as in there's the gaps have been filled by TV shows and stuff now, whereas there is a huge gap to the sequel trilogy.
Would fans want to revisit The Rise of Skywalker? I think a lot of fans were very disappointed in the recent trilogy.
We were.
We were like...
It felt like a weird fan fiction dream, like, oh yeah, Rey's Palpatine's granddaughter.
I mean, I loved how we kind of thought it was okay when we were in the cinema. I think that may be a buzz of energy drinks and a bit of sleep deprivation.
So we saw the midnight show, and
Yeah, I honestly am not sold on the idea of having another couple of movies, especially if they're set after the sequels. What do you call that? The sequels? I don't know. It just seems very...
Sequels? I don't know.
I don't think...
Sequel squared? I don't know.
If they do another movie, please just stick to the same director and writing team. That's all I ask Disney.
I know, because with the sequels, you started off with Force Awakens being directed by J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Force Awakens is good, because J.J. Abrams is really the director. I mean, he does the new Star Trek films. Yeah. And then they went to Rian Johnson, who then had his own ideas. Not that I agree with his ideas, but they were well fleshed out ideas.
Jedi could have become iconic if they'd actually
if they didn't go back to J.J. Abrams for Rise of Skywalker and spent the first hour of Rise of Skywalker retconning most of what The Last Jedi did.
Oh yes, it was just it was retcon after retcon, and I think that's really not what fans want or need. I think that kind of wraps up this section.
So I am excited for the future of Star Wars. It's reignited my love for it.
Yeah.
Because I was feeling a bit meh after the sequel trilogy. But
I think it's fun that they're bringing back a lot of old characters as well and exploring them more, especially Ahsoka, because we haven't actually seen her in the film version yet.
It's really weird seeing her in live action.
But also getting to see Kenobi, because I think they're now going to change a little bit of Kenobi's story, because obviously he is going to leave Tatooine for a bit, which is kind of a comforting thought.
Confirmed we're getting a Darth Vader
I've always said
that Kenobi rematch in that show.
I always think that in the Revenge of the Sith, the Kenobi thing, I always feel like everybody gets stuffed into their New Hope starting positions a little bit too early. Like, you seriously telling me that Kenobi is going to sit on Tatooine for 20 years waiting for Luke to grow up? Like,
I know, it's so weird, isn't it?
I think it's a bit, this is good, we're going to get to see
I'm excited for it, I'm really excited for it.
Because otherwise I think he would go a little bit nuts stuck in his cave.
Yeah.
Right, anyway, so...
Okay, so we will play another song and then move on to our final section. So this is Blue Heaven by Public Service Broadcasting.